Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to another week in the life of running your dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and it is Monday, June 29th. Someone said we should start saying the dates. There you go. Today's Monday. And look who's back! I'm so happy. I've missed you, Randy. I have no one to say anything to in the mornings. It was so sad and so lonely. You know how many times it was quiet? I was sitting here wrenching by myself, not very well, admittedly, but still wrenching. Trying to, what have you got going on?
Oh, picking up where we left off.
Where I fucked up. That was me. That was my bad.
Dan apparently installed the valve covers and then uninstalled them because he might have skipped the variators.
I forgot about
I didn't
those.
see it happen. Must not have happened.
To my credit, they weren't here yet, so I didn't have them staring at my face.
Out of sight, out of mind.
But I should have read the RO, and I didn't. I was just like, oh, valve covers, that's right, they're all done. And you know what it was? It's like, Josh was like, oh, we need to get the valve covers in that thing. And he was like pushing me on that.
Got excited.
Yeah, oh, I gotta get the valve covers in it. So I'm like, I'm gonna put the valve covers on. So I put the valve covers on, and I'm like, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute.
No. Well, hey, look at that. New variators.
They're in there.
They're in. Old variators are
In the trash.
in the trash. All right.
They've already migrated.
They've been taken care of, disposed of properly. Well, the good news is, now that those are in, there's not a whole lot. I don't think there's anything this car is waiting on other than just stuff, right?
Stuff. Lots of work.
Lots of wrenching, and then it'll be done. Well,
2 weeks of backlog on top of the massive amount of stuff.
yeah, and while he was gone, we sold more stuff, so we got a lot going on. So that's what's going on in that car. No current ETA for completion because there's a lot of work going on. This car is also underway for a conversion. I think the next major step is getting the trans out. So exhaust needs to come out, trans needs to come out, and then we can make some more progress on that. We haven't even pulled the interior out of this car though, so this car is not that far along. We did get the RO approved and I think paid for the parts for the conversion on this car, so that car is now in the queue for a conversion. This car is still for sale. We actually have a Ferrari in inventory, a Ferrari 360, the Hawaii car. It's a 1999 with 12,000 miles. Pretty darn good shape. It has a few cosmetic flaws, but it's a pretty nice car. This car should be going out the door tomorrow. Everything's all done. It's literally just waiting for transport, so bye-bye. We like seeing you. Hope to not see you again soon, unless you want to pay for services, then it'd be great. This car, ready to have the trans come out. Everything's unbolted. I just didn't feel like hurting my back, so I was waiting for someone else to help me. You're welcome, Randy. TT, waiting for Randy to have time, which will be never. This 48 is a pass-through consultation car. So I think there's like one or two things he's having us do to this car, and then he's supposed to come get it. He's actually a local buyer. Dude, that Daytona metallic, look at the sparkle. I hope that shows up in camera, but damn, there is a lot of metallic flake in that car. Conversion car, haven't started yet. That car is sold, but we're doing a ton of work to it, so it's in the queue. John's 458, yeah, we're not going to talk about it yet, but it's in line to get work done. McLaren is for sale on consignment still. And the car that sat for 5 years is back on the market. So the deal for that fell through. Financing stuff that the guy was trying to do didn't work out. It was some interesting arrangement thing. Anyway, back on the market. We are only going to sell this car once it's converted and totally sorted. So we're not going to sell it like as is, because once it's cleaned up, it's going to be a phenomenal car. It's only got 16,000 miles. So we'd be leaving money on the table to sell it before it's converted and cleaned up. So the value of that car, once it's cleaned up, is way higher. That's kind of it for the moment. I have to fly to LA again tomorrow. I'm gonna be looking at 2 or 3 cars, depending how the day goes. I'm hoping to look at 3. They're cars that we are trying to buy. So good luck to us. But I have to do a bunch of stuff on the computer. I gotta get caught up for the day. I have 4 ROs to make. It's gonna take me a while. And I gotta film a bunch of stuff because this coming weekend is the July 5th 1-year anniversary of the flood. So I need to make a video for that today so that Jamie can edit it. By the way, Jamie's not AI. She's not AI. People keep saying, "Oh, your thumbnails are AI." And it's like, no. It's like Jamie literally makes them.
Yeah, Photoshop.
Photoshop, not AI.
The only time I ever bring AI into it at all is if I don't have an image that I personally took myself and I need to make it original.
Yeah. In the one video, we used some AI.
And the AI for the 7 levels video.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
That's it. Because we cannot have it where it deliberately calls any one person out for being a specific level.
Right.
Yeah. So.
People need to get over it. They keep saying, "Oh, you guys need to stop using AI. I'm not going to watch it with AI." Get over it. First of all, AI is not going away. It's only going to get more and more. We try and do, like, we're one of the most real channels out there. We don't script things. It's, yeah, geez, everything is real that we do. So get over it. Anyway, I got to jump on a call, so I will talk to you guys in a little bit. It's windy and bright. All right, we are going to hook up the trailer and go borrow a friend's mini excavator so we can dig out a trench to help with water mitigation. Yes, hopefully the last time we'll ever do this. And then probably next week I'll go get a bobcat and finalize everything. So let's go get this excavator. All right, we have a mini excavator and the shifter trailer works beautifully. Let me tell you, it is awesome. I'm gonna get unloaded and I don't know if I'm gonna excavate today or not. We'll see. Maybe I will. It's hot. It's very, very hot. So that's gonna suck. All right, tube. I did not, oh God, I hate that. I did not get as much done as expected today because I had to pick up the excavator and I wanted to at least dig a little bit. Cause I mean, come on, you get new toy, you gotta at least try it out. So did dig a little bit of a trench. So we just got started. I haven't done much. I need to get all that shit out of the way. So I'm gonna have to put all that somewhere else. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. But I started digging this way and then I realized I'm gonna get trapped, so I need to dig backwards. Yeah, I kind of like got a little bit further and I realized it gets really narrow down there. So if I don't do something backwards, I'll just get stuck. But what I'm gonna do is dig it, and as I dig it, I'll pile it here to make kind of like a berm. So it'll not only be a trench, it'll be a berm. And actually I probably need to dig this out right here too. So that, yeah, well, anyway, I need to do a bunch of shit right here and get rid of like all of these, you know, all that stuff needs to go somewhere else. But inside the shop, just ended up doing a bunch of ROs, you know, getting people's situations straight with the service side, sending emails, answering emails, figuring out all that stuff. So didn't get that much done that is like noticeable, but it looks like Randy made quite a bit of progress on the 430 Spider, so we'll go check it out. And of course, don't forget, I'm gonna be gone tomorrow, or I'll be flying to Los Angeles again to go look at 2 430s if everything goes right. So I'm hopeful that maybe we can buy at least one of them, hopefully 2. But oh yeah, there we go. Nice, transmission's back in. Valve covers are in, that's amazing. It's nice when you actually have valve covers in place. Yeah, funny how that works when you put the variators in, then you can actually do the valve covers. Yeah, and I think we also had to replace the gaskets on the exhaust because there was an exhaust leak, so I think we did that too. Because those were FabSpeed headers, and FabSpeed gives you gaskets, but they're like these papery gaskets, and we actually don't recommend that. Use the metal ones, the factory ones, much better. They do a better job. But that's it. I guess I'm gonna head out of here. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, and we'll be flying to Los Angeles. All right, it's about 5:30. Made it through TSA. I've determined airports are an experiment in people's awareness of others. But I mean, no one's aware of others.
Yeah.
Case in point. Like, it's amazing because, you know, you have the aisleway, and people just like wander around in the middle of the aisleway where there's a bunch of people walking and just like stop. It's like so I'm standing in line for TSA, or trying to, well, they just opened it, right? And this family like comes in way after, like, you know, we have to go through like, you know, the zigzag of all the queue, and there's no one in line because I'm literally the first person in line. And as I'm walking through the zigzag, this father just like pulls open all the ropes and cuts this whole family in front of everyone. It was just like, okay, dude, what are you doing? Like, just total disregard for everyone else. It's fascinating. And they weren't in a hurry. So, I don't know. People are strange. Well, we got a good hour and a half until my flight, so we shall chill. Well, this trip is total bust. I'm trying not to swear. So, first car I looked at was worse than expected. Like, cosmetically it was a little bit worse than expected, but mechanically it was far worse than expected, and that was a problem. So, there was no way we'd want to sell it as is. Like, it needed too much. It needed valve cover gaskets. The variator solenoids were saturated in oil. The plugs, the engine mounts were collapsed. The clutch reading was 0. Basically, someone messed with the computer and the clutch calibration was completely wonky. It's something I've never seen before. It literally showed that the clutch was at 0 millimeters. So it's basically infinite, like 300 and whatever percent wear. Basically, like, math ain't math and kind of stuff, right? Nothing's making sense. So we tried to get them lower price. They came down some, but not quite to what we needed to really make it work. Like, it was too much risk for the money, because our fear was there's going to be other stuff wrong with it. Like, there was a lot clearly that got deferred on that car. So, all right, so we walked from that car. That sucks. Ironically, that's the car that I was talking about last week, where they didn't take the deposit and then they sold it from under me, but then didn't sell it. Like, they sold it but then unwound the deal or something like that. I don't know, it was weird. Anyway, that sucks. Well, I had another car I was supposed to go look at. I had an agreement to come today to look at it with them, and so I text the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm on my way. And he's like, oh yeah, which car was that? And I'm like, the 430. And he's like, oh yeah, we got a deposit on that like last night. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I asked if you wanted a deposit, and you were like, nah. So I flew out to LA for nothing. I flew out to LA just to get some fresh LA air. There's another place that has a car that was listed for sale, but then it disappeared. So I'm gonna swing by. I'm just gonna go there and see if that car happens to be there. We weren't even that excited about the car, to be honest. It was a 575, kind of a not great color. Man. Now I'm just stuck in LA traffic, just fuming, pissed. Well, whatever. There's no point in going to the airport because it's only like noon, a little after noon. And my flight's not till 6. So I have like 6 hours to kill. So, I don't know. I guess I'll find lunch somewhere and just drown my sorrows in some bullshit cheeseburger or something. All right, my flight to Austin was delayed, so I quickly rebooked. I go through Las Vegas, but I get in an hour earlier since today was a bust. I didn't have all that much to look at. I got to the airport way earlier, so it worked out. Maybe we'll get home before midnight. Alright, it's about 10, so I'll make it home a little after 11. Not terrible. I'm actually home an hour earlier than I would have been with my original flight, even though my original flight was delayed, since I took the flight through Las Vegas. When we landed, we bounced really hard, and the lady next to me gave me this look like, it was pretty funny. Anyway, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning, YouTube. It's Wednesday, and the shop had no power all night. I don't know what's going on. Something was weird. Did you have to reset any breakers or anything?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it did pop a bunch of breakers.
Yesterday the power was cycling out.
Yeah. Probably freaking out everything.
In Texas, and we're overloading the grid with air conditioning. So I assume it tripped it, but yeah, the sub panel was tripped.
Oh, okay.
The back half of the building was off when I got in this morning. The alarm was very
Yeah. So the
working, but-
alarm system was on battery backup. The septic pump is on battery backup, or it was, and so it killed the battery in the septic tank. I think the alarm system battery is recharging because I think it's rechargeable. So I think that one's fine. But I was getting all these notifications and alerts on my phone that was like, "Oh my God, there's no power." So anyway, we have power again. This is a good thing. And if you notice, the yellow car moved 15 feet. I don't know. Do we need something on this?
We had to do the oil change in 48.
Oh, that's what it was. Oil change in the 48. Okay, yeah.
Sent the red coupe out. Got picked up
Yeah.
yesterday.
Red coupe's gone, so that was there.
That one back because that's about all we can do with it is roll it backwards.
Yeah.
Did the oil change and
Kick that one
final
out.
inspection on the 488. Josh went to get it inspected, and that's supposed to be going home today. So that just needs to be rolled back over here. I think.
More cars leaving. Great. Well, so yeah, the yellow car will probably come back onto the 4-post, so we can keep working on that. And Momo's here. Momo, what you doing? You helping? So I'm here to help. I clean the floor with my ears. Good job. Yeah. So my entire trip to LA was a complete bust. 0 of 2.5 cars. Yes, 2.5. So the first car looked at 430 was worse than expected. Cosmetically, it had some cracks in the paint. It had some repaint. It had 3 door dings, some scratches. Some of them could be buffed out. I'm not sure all of them could. The engine had some mechanical stuff. It needed valve cover gaskets, engine mounts, variator plugs were saturated in oil really badly, so they're probably about dead. And a few other things going on with it. So it was like, we had a price agreed upon. I looked at it. I'm like, yikes, this isn't going to cut it. It was just purely a monetary calculation. We just had no room to make money in the car. Because here's the thing is, yes, we do buy cars for the purpose of converting them because we know we can make money in the conversions. But we have to anticipate that that's not always the case, and sometimes we're going to have to sell the car as an F1. So we have to have a margin on the car itself, because otherwise, what happens if we can't convert it for some reason, or, whatever. So we always hedge our bet. We always are cautious. We don't want to be sitting in a situation where we have cars that we're upside down on or that we have no margin on, and they're just sitting here taking up space. So that was the other problem, is it needed a lot of work. And right now we're so backlogged on work that it was going to be a long time before we could get to that car. So it was just going to be ending up sitting here, taking up space, waiting for its turn to get work done, which isn't ideal right now. I would rather have cars that we can turn really quickly. But whatever, it is what it is. So then the second car I had discussed with someone. They knew I was coming, and so I texted him and said, "Hey, I'm on my way." And he's like, "Oh," and he gives me a call and he says, "Yeah, we got a deposit on the car last night." And I'm like, God damn it. You were supposed to let me know, because I would have given you a deposit. Very happy to give you a deposit, but you said you didn't need one. Thanks for holding it. So that car was out. And the reason it's 2.5 is because then there was another car that we thought maybe was available, and I drove by to see if it was, and the shop, I think, is closed. Like there was a bunch of cars there, but there was 0 Ferraris or exotic cars. It was the most sketchy looking place I've ever seen on earth, and I was just like, there's no way in hell I'm buying anything from them, let alone a Ferrari. So I just moved on, and that was it. And then my flight was delayed, so ironically that actually helped me, because I was able to get on, even though I had to connect through Las Vegas, an earlier flight, so I actually got home earlier than originally I was going to. So that was my entire day, flying out to LA and back. That's it. That's all I did. And then drove around LA. Sometimes this happens. As Megan reminded me, every time we turn down a car, that's actually a good thing, because that's money that we probably would have lost. So turning down cars is actually a very good thing. It means we're doing the right thing by flying out there and inspecting them and not having something go awful. Got it? Good. Anyway, I need to work on the computer. I need to order some parts for Randy, because he was like, give me some parts, and I'm behind the ball on that. And Mo is going to sit here. Good boy. Oh, yes, I must. Okay. He sat too long. And I don't know what else we're gonna do today. But tomorrow, Thursday Night Live is tomorrow, and I have to drive to San Antonio with the trailer because we might be buying a 360. So we'll see. Hopefully that goes well. Yeah. All right. Well, 48 got picked up. All set on that one. Making progress over there. Figuring out more ROs, and Mo is super happy because the people came to pick up the 48. We're petting him. So you meet some new people, yeah. Got some pets. Yeah. Getting the loves. It's pretty nice. All right. Been on the computer all day. Filmed another video. I want to try and film some more, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Yeah, it's getting late in the day. Oh, and I don't know if I said it or not, but the car that I was supposed to, yeah, I didn't say this. The car we were supposed to go buy tomorrow got sold from under us. Again. We're 0-3 this week. 0 cars. Success. This sucks. All right, YouTube. It's late in the day. Guess we're gonna go home. He's ready to go home. Aren't you, bud? Yeah, you're ready to go home. Well, we'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna probably try and dig a little bit of the trench tomorrow, and I don't know. I guess we'll probably wrench on some stuff. I'm basically caught up on the computer stuff, so that's good. So I'll see you tomorrow. Oh yeah. Well, good morning, YouTube, and the shop is semi-bonged out. Randy fired up the 430 for the first time in a while. Yes. Oh God. I'm gonna stand back. Well, it has cats, so it can't be that crazy, right? Oh, it's not that bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It had a little bark at the first start, and I was like, hey!
Hey! That's nice.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's the right combination on the 430s is headers, factory or sport cats, and then a rear section. Because with cat deletes on the 430s, it's almost just too loud, especially with the Spider.
Screaming.
It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the pitch is incredible, and it does sound amazing, but it is loud. So my recommendation is if you're going to do cat deletes on a 430 or 360 for that matter, because they both get loud, you need to have a valved exhaust. So this car doesn't have a valved exhaust. It's got the S-line with no valves, which sounds, honestly, this is really, really pleasant sounding. I like it. I'm a fan. Well, that's a great way to start the morning. It is Thursday. Tonight will be the Thursday Night Live. And I brought back Farmer Dan because we're going to dig a trench with an excavator. So we're going to be doing some farmer shit today. And I don't know. That's pretty much my plan for the day. I wanted to do that. I think we might be selling the boo today. I think that's going to go away. I tried to work a deal. This guy has a 360. I was working a deal on it. And I was like, I will drive out there tomorrow. It was in Texarkana, so it's like 6 hours away. And I was like, I will drive there tomorrow and come buy this car. And he's like, I already shook this other guy's hand, so I got to give him first pass. I'm like, damn it! Damn you and your honor! Damn you for being a good person. So he said if he doesn't come through by tomorrow, he'll let us have a crack at it. We're struggle bussing. We're trying to find new cars, and it's just impossible. Like I said, 3 cars this week. We're 0-3 on cars this week.
I think everything's sold now, right?
Yeah, well, the McLaren. We have
the McLaren.
We have the McLaren. All the Ferraris are sold. It's a really challenging environment to run a dealership. It's super exciting, but it's also really hard and frustrating. Like, the good news is, like, once we have a car, we know it's going to sell. The problem is finding the damn car to sell. So that's the challenge we're in right now. So we have, like, none of our money's in use, which is not good. Like, I don't like that. When our money's sitting there idle, just, it's not good. Yeah, we'll work on that problem. So that's great that that car is making progress. I'm really excited to see that and hear it, for that matter. I think that means probably you'll be driving later today.
Yeah.
Nice. Get that adjusted. That's getting close to the end, right?
Yeah.
I can't-
Radio's in, exhaust is done.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yes.
Control valves are done. Yeah, it looks a little sad. I haven't peeled off the
Oh,
Here.
yeah.
rid of the
Oh, that
bubbles.
looks a little better.
Get rid of the bubbles.
Yeah. So we got that. We got...
Basically, you got to get the seats in and do the shakedown test drive, and then we'll make sure everything's good to go.
Holy
Put the
crap.
panels on.
Holy cow. It's that close.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got to adjust the reverse light switch.
Oh, yeah, that dumb thing.
As usual. They're hateful.
Why is it like the simplest thing in the car is
So
the most
simple.
pain in the
And
ass?
it, yeah, never wants to behave.
Our batting average is like 1 in 15 for getting it right first try.
Yeah, just
And it's a pain in the ass because it's in there.
yeah, not easy access.
No.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll make
yeah.
it right. Shake
Yeah.
everything down.
Well, that's fine. So we've over the years learned after the car gets done, we drive them multiple times for many miles now. Because we've learned our lesson. You know, you think the car is right, you drive it 10 miles, you send it off to the customer, and they're like, hey, this and this is wrong with it. And you're like, shit. Because it just gotta fine tune it a little, you know. It's
Adjusting the cables.
a precision instrument.
As the cables get a little heat to them, they
Yeah.
seem to change.
Stretch a little.
bit.
I did find out the cables we're buying come pre-stretched.
So they're like
Pre-stretch them,
An
but
exercise.
I'm assuming the heat cycling probably does a little bit to it, yeah. Well, that'll be great. We can see this car hopefully hit the road and get out of here soon. We'll have an excited customer, and then we'll throw another car to the lift, probably the yellow one. Sweet. Farmer Dan is back, and we're going to do some trenching. Got my little teeny tiny excavator, which admittedly is teeny and tiny. It is a small excavator, but I am going to try and dig a trench right along here, all the way up there. And I'm debating, we kind of wanted to get some of the dirt away from the building, but I don't even know if I'm going to bother with that because I don't think that hurts anything. So we'll see. All right, so dug some of the trench, had a consultation call. Randy kept working on this 430, and he got the fuel pumps exposed because we're replacing those. So there's the original fuel pump on this side. Just dirty, typical, hasn't started leaking yet. But then we noticed the other side. Yeah. So this guy leaking severely. And you notice there is a bunch of goop in there. Someone tried to put I don't know, some sort of goop in there to stop it from leaking. Did not stop it. It's leaking anyway. So please don't try and fix the fuel pumps with goop. Just replace them. Don't let your Ferrari catch on fire. We don't need to see more Ferraris burn to the ground. Oh, it's on fire. It's very sad every time it happens. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm in the business of selling Ferraris. Every time one burns to the ground, they're worth more, so keep letting them burn to the ground. Good luck with your insurance. No, seriously, don't. You could die, and your car will die. So it's bad things. Bad things happen. It's not good. Also, another reason to keep a fire extinguisher in the car. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep wrenching, or no, not wrenching, digging. Trenching. I am trenching, not wrenching. I will be trenching, he'll be wrenching, and I got to make some phone calls because we have something that we're pursuing. Got a little something on my sleeve. And Josh, turns out, is not coming in today because, I guess I'll tell you because by the time this video comes out, you'll probably see it. He bought a Rolls Royce. And then last night he texts me. So he bought it yesterday. He texts me this morning or last night at like 8 p.m. He's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about flying up there with my son and maybe driving it back from Nashville." And I'm like, "Yeah, you should. That'd be fun." This morning, call him. He's like, "I'm on the road." And I'm like, "What do you mean you're on the road?" He's like, "I'm in Nashville." I'm like, "Oh, he literally flew out at like 5 a.m. this morning to go drive the Rolls Royce back." Didn't tell us. He just flew out there. Bye. All right. Well, good on him. He's having some fun. I need to have some fun. That's why I'm going to make this secret project I'm going to work on. I'll let you guys know if it happens. All right, YouTube. We're in the truck. We've got the trailer hooked up, and we are going to Houston to buy a car. Hopefully. Well, assuming it's good. It was very last minute. Like, I've been looking at this car a little bit, negotiating a little bit, and Yeah, this is my surprise. It's got this car has history with us. Well, not this particular one, but this type of car. So anyway, I'm gonna save it as a surprise, but we're on the road. This guy is being a dick. All right, we're on the road, and this is a first run with the new trailer, the first real use of it. And it's interesting is because it's not enclosed, I'm actually getting pretty good fuel economy. So with the enclosed trailer, I usually would get around 10 miles per gallon, best case scenario 12, worst case scenario like 8. With the small trailer, with the big trailer, maybe subtract 1. And obviously wind was super influential. So if I was going to a headwind, it could swing it a lot. This thing, I'm getting 15 plus miles per gallon, and honestly, like, the wind doesn't have any effect really. It just kind of is chilling back there. So obviously we'll see how it does once there's a car in the trailer. It'll probably get worse, but you know, that's fine. That's expected. But right now we're doing pretty good. 15 miles per gallon, I'll take it. So that does make the trailer already more appealing on some of these runs, just because I can actually do it. Like, I could go to Houston and back on one tank of gas, which with the enclosed trailer, that's not likely, because you can only get about 300 miles on a run with the enclosed trailer with each tank of gas. This thing, I'm going to be able to do well over 400 miles. So, nice. I'll take it. Slow bastards. Oh yeah, this place is sketch. Well, sometimes you gotta do that. Anyway, we're here. Let's see if we can make this deal happen. And I'm trying to do it in reasonable time so I can get home and do the live stream tonight, so it's gonna be a challenge. Alright, there is a Superleggera on the trailer behind me. Yep, deal is done. So, actually, place was pretty, the people were nice, very nice. The car is pretty good. It's not perfect. It does have accents on its history. We knew that going into it, but it's cheap. So it's a great car. I have 3 hours and 3 minutes to go to get home, and that puts me at home at 7:42, and the live stream's at 8 o'clock. So I don't have a whole lot of margin for error. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna try our best to get through, but it's gonna be a little bit interesting. We got Houston traffic to deal with, and then, yeah, fun, right? Hopefully I can get home in time, and at some point I gotta figure out food. I'll probably just, I don't know, eat during the live, which people hate, but too bad. All right, onward to home. All right, YouTube, so with the Super G on the trailer, my miles per gallon has decreased by about 1. So I'm sure it's got slightly different aerodynamics because the car sticks up past the fairing, but also just an extra 3,000 or so pounds. A little bit more than that for a Gardo, probably 3,500 pounds. But that's not bad. I'm definitely pleased with the miles per gallon with this trailer over the other trailer, over the enclosed. So, as is tradition with any time I've bought a car in Texas, it rains on the car. Always. Every single time I've bought a car in Houston, it's rained on the car. Houston or Dallas. Like, we got drizzle, but it's not bad. Anyway, still have an hour and 20 minutes. Still on target to get home 20 minutes before the live, so we'll see. Hopefully no accidents or anything, knock on wood. It'll be close. And here it is, the rain. Of course, the rain. Every single time. It's like magic. Well, we got some good plans for this thing. You'll have to wait and stay tuned, but we're gonna do some work on it. Can't wait to drive it. I like these cars. Yeah, gotta get this wheel redone and, you know, some other stuff. You know, it's not perfect. No Lamborghini's ever perfect. So, you know, it is what it is. But hey, you know what? This is Superleggera. Nice. You're already out here.
Why is it pretty beat up?
The wind.
I mean, like
The wind destroyed. Oh, that? I don't know.
like it should go to like 90 and lock, and it doesn't.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's yellow.
It's yellow.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
And carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber everywhere.
Why is it?
It's
The
got
exhaust looks
it's got an
awful.
aftermarket exhaust.
It's like cross-eyed and weird.
I think it's actually the factory direction.
It looks awful.
It looks kind of weird from the factory. Yeah. One of the wheels is scraped. Caliper could probably use a repaint.
It looks like they tried to color match it, but they missed.
It probably was black originally. Well, no, there's a yellow caliper that's available, but it wasn't.
It wasn't sparkly, I bet. It wasn't flaking apart.
No. So maybe we'll send those out to get done. If we send those out, get the wheel done, do some other work, she'd be good. She'd be a good car. It's not bad. These things are fun. I like these cars. These are one of the few Lamborghinis I really like. They're really cool. Let's unload it. Here she be. So, it needs a few things. We're going to take care of a few things. We're going to do some work on it. She's going to be glorious when we're done with it. So, you're going to want to stay tuned for all that. Randy's pleased because he likes Audis. And it's just a pretty Audi.
It's a little rough around the edges right now.
Right now, when it's done.
It's cool. It's definitely got a nice, fun color. Like,
Yeah.
it really sparkles out in the sun.
I have to say, I wasn't so sure about this yellow, but this first time I've seen it in person, it's really actually quite a pretty color.
I don't like the taillights.
The smoked taillights is lame. I hate that.
You can barely see the lights.
I know. It's so common on these Gardos, though. I don't know why. Everyone. I guess it's the air, and also because they're kind of big and square, like it makes it less like this big red thing sitting in the back. Well,
it just makes me feel like it's like been cheapened up, like a Dodge Neon that someone went to AutoZone and got some spray.
That's not very nice at all.
That's what it looks like to me.
Well, YouTube, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for that. You know you want to subscribe so you can see that. We're going to be doing some full videos on the main channel, Normal Guy Supercar. So subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. But that's it for this week. Doing more stuff in our shop. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.